Welcome back to the Two More Cast podcast. My name is Nick, and today I'm going to go over the events that have happened throughout March and April so far in Washington for the WKBF. We're getting towards the end of April, so I thought it would be a good time just kind of recap the events that happened in April and the online events that are going on now, just to kind of give you an idea of where we're at, where we're going. The WKBF season kickoff was in Eatonville, Washington, on Alder Lake. It's a pretty crappy day, typical early spring Washington day. 59 degrees was what they said was the high. I don't even think it got that high. Though it was rainy, a little breezy, and yeah, the conditions definitely didn't help the anglers. The fish were not very active. There were still fish to be caught though. Good time. People caught fish. I'm going to explain what a season kickoff is. It's basically like an exhibition match where you're teamed up with a veteran angler. If you're a rookie, two-man teams, a 3-fish limit, and then the combined scores of both teammates wins the event. So it's a total of 6 fish, 3 per teammate. And the idea is just kind of get you in the flow of how the tournaments are going to work, how to measure fish, get corrected, feedback. It's a good place to start if you've never been to an online or to a in-person tournament. You got to start somewhere, right? It's a good place to start. And it's usually the friendly veteran guys too that show up that have been doing this for years, that are trying to get more people involved. So they're definitely not going to push you away if you feel that way. You should just come out. It's fun. It's a good time. Even in any of the tournaments, actually, they're all pretty open and calm and quiet. The results: 24 competitors signed up for the event. So 12 teams. 12 teams competed. 25 fish were caught during the tournament, and 15 of them were smallmouth bass. The biggest bass was an 18.5-inch largemouth, caught by Chris Williams. 3 anglers had caught their limits: Christopher Carson, Matthew Burdick, and Kevin Frank. All caught their limits. They had 3 fish limits. In third place was Kevin's team, which was Kevin Frank and Joshua Reynolds, with a combined total of 60.5 inches. Then in second place was Team Corson, which is Christopher Corson and Jamal Washington, with a combined total of 65 inches. Only 4.5-inch difference from third to second. That's closely contested. 6 fish, 65 inches. That's, man, that was not a fun. I mean, that's probably a fun day of fishing, but it wasn't very productive. But what do you do? And then Matt's team, Matthew Burdick from Oregon, actually, another guy from, and Ripley Treptow would win in the events with a combined total of 77.5 inches. They definitely had a much more productive day than most, I would say. I mean, yeah, they won it by over 10 inches. If you know Matt Burdick, what do you think the percentage is that he used a whopper plopper or some other top water bait? Man, I'm betting about 90%. Springtime. Maybe he's changed, though. Who knows? That's a good way to kick off the season, get started. People catching fish, learn what to do, making their corrections they need to. The season begins, which begins on May 4th, which is about a week, 2 weeks away, a little more than a week, at Lake Whatcom. 22 people have signed up so far. Next week I'll do like a pre-tournament audio going over some statistics and get some quotes and ideas from people that have already fished it, maybe even won it before in the past. So we fished that lake before, so we'll see how that goes. It's going to be an interesting tournament for sure. May. Watkin, which I believe is in Bellingham. And that brings us to the WKBF Online Challenges. As of March 1st, the season long is still going on, and it'll continue until the end of September. And signups are still available for that. And right now there are 35 anglers signed up, and so far 148 fish have been caught. The season long is your 5 biggest largemouth combined with your 5 biggest smallmouth for the total of inches, and that'll give you your place in the standings. It's going to be a 10 fish total, right? In September 30th, you still have time to sign up. It's a good place to go to start. Get your photos checked, corrected, fixed before you go to the live events too. I mean, it's not as productive as like the open, but you can still learn from it. So far, as of April 22nd, which is when I went over the Tourney X pages, 21 bass over 20 inches have been caught, which is crazy. The largest is a 22 3/4 that was caught by J.R. Rowlands, and is the biggest bass on the leaderboard. And that's good enough to put him in 5th place. He has 6 fish on the leaderboard, so he still has 4 more to go. And it's going to come down to the wire for sure. I mean, he got a whole season. It can go either way at this point. And then in 3rd place is Jason Carlson with a limit and a total of 186.5 inches. His largest fish is a 20 3/4 inch smallmouth, which is giant. Four of his bass were just submitted, and they're waiting on verification as of the 22nd. They're probably verified now. The judge has been pretty on it this season. And in second place is Felipe Sanchez with a total of 191 and a quarter inches, and he's also caught his limit. His longest fish is 22 and a quarter inches. Those are big fish, 22 and a quarter inch. And then in first place, the limit and a total of 206 and 3/4 inches. That is insane. 206. That's a good start. 206. He's already in the 200s. Is Jeff Linson. There's plenty of time for people to catch up. There's plenty of time to go on the tournament. You can still get signed up. You do need a membership if you're going to fish the season long for the WKBF or any of the online challenges. Also, I wanted to post this picture that I found on Instagram that J.R. Rowlands had posted about a fish that may not count for one of his online challenges that he signed up for because of the fin that's covering the identifier numbers on the left there. It's the importance of checking all the little stuff. It's really the little stuff that'll get you. The picture's perfect. The card's in the shadow. The picture's taken from over the fish. The mouth is closed. There's no hands on it. Not under any plates or covering any eyeballs. The tail's straight. Just the one little detail was overlooked. You can follow J.R. Rowlands on Instagram too. He posts quite a bit of fish. He's good at fishing. At Filthy Bass Hooker. I love the internet. Filthy Bass Hooker. That's a good one, dude. But yeah, it's the little things. And that's a huge fish, dude. So yeah, just double check things, all the little details, make sure all the details are good. Otherwise, I mean, that's a pretty good picture. There's that fin, dude. And it could have even raised up as he was taking the picture. It's unfortunate, but lesson learned, right? Anything that can happen will happen. Then the other challenge going on this month for the WKBF is from April 1st to the 30th, and it's the Bucket Mouth Challenge. And the Bucket Mouth Challenge is your 5 largest largemouth. No smallmouth or spotted bass are counted on this tournament. It's only a week left to go to this, and it's going to come down to a shootout, too. So far, 22 anglers are signed up. The top 7 have caught their 5 fish limits, and 11 competitors so far have not submitted a single fish as of the 23rd of April. But that could be strategy, too, waiting for the last minute to submit, or just having that chance to fish. You can go both ways. J.R. Rowlands at 22 and 3/4 inch largemouth is the biggest bass of this challenge, and he also has a 5 fish limit. And the smallest bass is 21 inches, which is still a giant fish. And he's in the lead with 108 and 3/4 inches. He's also the 2023 WKBF Online Challenge Angler of the Year, so he's not in unfamiliar territory, and he's definitely off to a really good start in a lead. That's going to be tough to beat. 108 inches. I mean, second place hasn't even broken 100 yet. They're close. But it's a close race for second place between second and third place. Jordan Duger and Felipe Sanchez. Currently, Felipe has a 3-inch advantage with a 99-inch limit. He's almost at the 100 mark, which put Duger in third with, 96 about? And then Jason Carlson submitted those 4 fish last night. That would place him into fourth with a total of 88 and 3/4. And those fish haven't been verified as of the 23rd. I think he just caught them that day. They posted really recently. The TDs really are doing a good job of keeping up with the fish and stuff. Next month's challenge is going to be the Pond Hopper, which is any lake, pond, or reservoir that's 200 acres or less. That's not a very big body of water. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes down. I don't know what the plan is. I don't even know if I've ever fished less than 200 acres since I was a child. I don't know. I mean, what if I just fish this little section of a river? Probably not. I don't even know where you could do that. I don't know. But this tournament's open to 5 fish limit as well, but it's largemouth, smallmouth, or spotted bass. They all count. It's just the size of the lake that's the challenge. And that is the challenge. It's the challenge to find. And then once you find, you got to find fish on it too that aren't spooked. Used to people. Also in May will be the tour event number 1, 4 AOI points. And it'll also be a West Coast qualifier. So that'll be worth checking out. That'll be on Lake Whatcom on May 4th. So far, 24 competitors have signed up. But the West Coast Championship's a big deal. You definitely want to at least give yourself a chance to qualify for it if you want to go down and fish with those guys. There's a lot going on with the West Coast Championship. It's going to turn into big, big things here in the future. From what I read, I just read an article. I should actually repost that article because it was really good. And then next week I'll do a pre-show about Lake Whatcom. The signups are coming and going to end soon, so you're going to have to get on that. That tournament's about 10 days away, I think. I'm not good with calendars. Counting. Public education. I can't help it. And then June 15th is going to be that big event. The No Limit Native Watercraft No Limit Power Hour event. And you've got the entire KF&W, which is Washington, Oregon, and Idaho, all competing on the same body of water on the same day. So that's a big one. It's going to be a big day, June 15th. And that'll be in Wauwula, which is like the Tri-Cities area of the Columbia River. Go to Tourney X, man. We'll show you the boundaries and all that. Or if not yet, it'll be posted soon. What else? Washington. A couple guys did go down and fish the No Limit Power Hour on Clear Lake in California. I'll go over that event too. I'm going to go over the Power Hours. They're interesting events. Like, there's nothing like it, really. The prizes are crazy. The events are ran well. It's just a good time. But that'll be it for now. Until next week.